All right, still on percentage. Talking about percentage increase or decrease, which means you have to decrease or to increase a certain quantity to a certain number to another quantity or so. If you have to reduce, don't forget, if you have to reduce, that means you have to minus or to subtract. And if you are to increase, that means you have to add up. But before you know what you are going to add or what you are going to subtract, you need to do some workings. And what does that mean? If the question says increase 1,200 by 10%, the first thing you have to do is to find the 10% of that number. You have to work out this one first. 10% of the given number. So find the 10% of 1,200. So just the way we've been doing our percentage since the beginning of this week, I think even last week. So 10% of 1,200, 10% means 10 over 100 of its times, then you have your 1,200. So the 2 zeros down, cancel 2 zeros up, then you are left with 120. That is 10% of 1,200 that you have to find. Then secondly, note that increase means plus. So increase means to add. It means addition. Increase means plus. So what you have to do there is that the answer, your percentage, the answer you got from your percentage, then you're going to add it up to the certain number they want you to increase. The number they want you to increase. So you add this 120 to, and always be careful when you are doing your addition. 1,200, you add it to 120. So you remember 1,000, there's nothing like 1,000 here. So you can't put your one under, you cannot put your one under here and be doing your addition. The other number starts with 100, 120, 120. So the 100 must be under here. The 2 will be under here, and then 0 will be under here. So you sum it up, then you arrive at your answer. That is 1,320. So using the same question, this time around you want to reduce. Reduce 1,200 by 10%. Reduce 1,200 by 10%. So the first thing you have to do is to find 10% of 1,200, which we found here. We found the 10% of 1,200 here. So that is the reason we didn't go through that again. So firstly, 10% of 1,200 is 120 because we've worked it out here before this question. So 10% of 1,200 is 120. So because the question says reduce by, so definitely you have to subtract 120 from 1,200. So reduction means minus. So 1,200 minus 120, 120. So we did our subtraction here. And we got this answer. We got the answer to be 1,080. So we went further to a higher percentage that increased 6,000 by 25%. So 25 to, the first thing you have to do, according to what is stated here, is to find 25% of 6,000. We've been doing that for a while. So 25% of 6,000, 25% means 25 over 100. 25 over 100, that is 25%. So that is multiplication, then 6,000. So 2 zeros here, we cancel out 2 zeros up here. That is 2 zeros from the denominator. We cancel out 2 zeros from numerator. So what you have to do next, we worked out our multiplication here. And that is 25 times 60. So the 25 times 60 here. So 0 times 0 will give you 0. 0 times 2 will give you 0. Then you have your 6 times 5, that is 30. You start writing the answer here. Because you are using your tens to multiply, you must start writing your answer from the tens position. So that's why we started this one here. And then 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 3 will give you 15. So that's why you have 1,500. You have 1,500 as the answer. Then to increase means to add. Then that is why we added the 1,500 to our 6,000 that was given in the question here. So that is that about that. Then the same question now, we turn it to the other way around. That is decrease 6,000 by 25%. So we've got the answer already for 25% of 6,000, which is 1,500. So what you just have to do is to minus, to subtract. So we subtracted it. That is 6,000 minus 1,500. 0 minus 0 gives this. 0 minus 0 gives this. Then 0 minus 5. Don't make mistake of turning it the other way around. Just state or read your mathematics the way it appears. 0 take away 5 is not possible. So you have to borrow one from the 100 position, 1,000 position. Then you put it here. So when you put it here, then you are doing 10 minus 5, and that gives you 5. Then because you took one from here, remember to change it to 5. So 5 minus 1 will give you 4. So that is 4,500. So that is how we arrived at that particular answer. 4,500.